Hi friends, welcome back. Today I am playing with this brand new die by Gina Marie Designs. I am starting with a piece of watercolor paper. This is just an inexpensive brand from Hobby Lobby. And I am going to be using a mix of distress inks, distress oxides. You can see right there, salvage patina, ground espresso, and squeezed lemonade is ground espresso is the only one that's an oxide. So I am using my glass mat that is moving for some reason. I don't understand what happened there. And I am just going to be putting some of that ink on top of the white part of my glass mat. I lost that silicone thing that came with it a long time ago. And the blue that you see there is actually tumbled glass in distress oxide spray. And I cannot remember what color that gray one was, but hopefully you guys were able to see it. So now I am spraying a little bit of water, and I am leaving all of this footage here for you all to see, although it's a little bit sped up, but I'm leaving it because I want you to see that it didn't really look how I wanted it to begin with. I felt that it was pretty washed out. It didn't have hardly any color to it. So instead of giving up and starting over, I just decided to use my heat gun, and I dried it, heat set it, and then I went back and I applied more colors. So I want you to see how I went from something looking kind of bleh to looking bright, and I had a vision for what I wanted this card to look like. So yeah, it took some time to get to that point, but I think it was worth it. I am spraying a little bit more of tumbled glass oxide spray and just taking my time here. I don't know what I'm doing now. Oh, there we go. Hickory smoke in this distress oxide spray again. I wanted it to have a little bit of a contrast, and I really do like some gray. Gray is my favorite color. So there, I'm starting to see more payoff on my paper. I noticed that if I don't apply water too much onto my ink, it works better. A little bit more of ground espresso and in oxide, and then some water so that it starts to move, because I didn't really want to have like a square stain on my paper. And I'm placing it in just random part of that cardstock until I feel like it looks a little bit better. And now I'm like, you know what, I just want to have some like vibrant blue on it, and I sprayed my watercolor cardstock directly with my distress oxide spray in tumble glass. Now I am heat setting it, and I am actually really liking how this looks. At this point I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should use this background for something else. So I am envisioning something like, if it was just like it is right now in this part, I would stamp like a map background and it would look really cool. Maybe add a little bit of green to it. So that's an idea that I have for the future, but I did not do that. So at this point I decided I wanted to try something else, add a little bit of pink, I believe. And I am cleaning my surface, and I cannot figure out why the mat was moving. I am shaking my distress oxide spray in spun sugar, and I am going to spray it directly onto the cardstock, kind of being a little careful. I just want it to look like paint splatters more than stains. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of water on top of that, and I will heat set it. But I am really happy with how that looks. Sadly, the design or the card ends up covering most of it, but I really like the way that it looks, and I am glad that I went with watercolor paper rather than regular cardstock, because it did use up quite a bit of moisture, and watercolor paper is better for this kind of technique. So I am heat setting it, taking my time, and it's curling up a little bit on me. So I am heat setting it from the front, from the back, and just look at that blue, pink, and brown. They just look so pretty together. All right, almost ready for the next step. So now here I'm thinking, what am I going to do? This die is so cool, and I wanted to make all of those openings look like windows. And what better color to go with all of those colors than gray? As I said, gray is my favorite, and I wanted to have a thicker frame, so I decided to get a piece of fun foam that is not it doesn't have a sticky backing to it, and I just found a purple one. It doesn't matter what color, but I adhered it to my gray cardstock so that, you know, the cardstock would look a little thicker. And now I am going to run it through my die cutting machine so I can get that frame. And I'm thankful that I had that Sizzix double-sided adhesive sheet to do this with, because glue would have been a pain. So I'm removing the inside parts of that frame. I'm not gonna throw those away because they're perfectly fine, and I am planning on making another card with it. I am checking to see if I like it, and I do. And now I am going to make I'm gonna die cut another frame using some kind of thick cardstock, because I don't like the way that my frame looked, or felt, rather, because it felt kind of flimsy. So I glued that other frame, that brown one, at the bottom, just for more stability for my card. So it wouldn't really matter what color the frame was, because you're not gonna see it. So it's just an extra step, but I felt that it was necessary. So now I am going to trim my cardstock or my watercolor paper that I did the background on, the same exact size as my frame, which turned out to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, your standard size, standard A2 size card. And I am going to glue that right there, and look how gorgeous that looks. Now I am going to make a base, and I am using the same brown craft cardstock that I use for that bottom layer of the frame, and I am cutting it to be an A2 size base, and I am going to glue my panel to this before I put all of my cute little stickers. And yes, all of those pandas that you're about to see, they are stickers that I got at Hobby Lobby. I love the way they look, and I'm excited that I have started to incorporate stickers with my card making. Anyways, here are all of the stickers that I ended up using. They all come in the same set, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really liking the way it looked when the card was vertical, so I ended up just playing with them a little bit until I was happy with the positioning of all of those little pandas. And I backed all of them, even though they are stickers and they didn't need any adhesive in the back. I backed them with some sticky foam squares, because I wanted them to kind of look popped on my card. So right now I am removing all of the backing on the double-sided tape or square foams, and I am placing all of the little pandas in each window. And before I did the center, those two bears, the panda bears right there that are facing each other, they were perfect for that center window. I grabbed that Celebrate die by Gina Marie Designs, and I felt that it was just the perfect sentiment for it. So it could be for a baby shower, it could be for a birthday, it doesn't matter. It's kind of a general, generic sentiment. And I finished it off by applying more of those embellishments, and there you have it. It turned out so good, and I am so excited to be showing you guys this card today. I hope that you all give it a shot, and if you do, tag me and I would love to see it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.